YouTube, man? It's your boy Jay. Bring back another reaction video, bro. Yes, another reaction video. Now look, we're about to react to King Von, Friends Become Enemies. Now this is a trap beat video, so it's gonna be interesting. But without further ado, let's get into it.
You know what people told me? People told me you and Youngboy was beefing or something like that. You said something about it. What happened?
They be saying that a lot. It's like we got the same issues and holes and there. You know how the internet will try to make it, but it ain't nothing too serious, nothing you should worry about.
5 people were shot overnight in downtown Atlanta. 2 of them died, and now investigators are working to figure out what led up to the violence.
Just keep breathing, cuz.
Hold on, you can't move on that
You
thing.
got it. My fault.
Yeah.
Man, he shot. What you mean?
This
We're
shit different.
outside.
Alright, what's up everybody? We gotta talk about this King Von situation. Rest in peace. It's
R.I.P.
tragic. Everything that could have went wrong that night. Von
Yeah,
was
man.
shot in the parking lot of the Monaco Hookah Lounge right in the center of downtown Atlanta after this huge brawl with Quando Rondo's crew and a couple of undercover police. Everything was captured on surveillance cameras with multiple angles.
Quando
And
got
I've seen
beat
so
up,
many
I ain't gonna lie.
rumors and fake stories circulating. The stuff about Dirk buying all the tickets to Quando Rondo's next show. News sites posting Snapchats from a fake Quando Rondo account calling King Von Queen Von. That's all fake. We don't have to invent stories. Reality is already crazy. People don't even know. There was almost a second shootout the night Von was killed. After the chaos in the parking lot at the hookah spot, both crews rushed to the hospital and went to the same one. That's why Quando Rondo went immediately to Instagram
They
Live.
went to the
They
same.
got to the
That's
entrance
one thing
at
I
the
did
Greater
not
Memorial
know.
Hospital.
They went to the same
cuz.
hospital.
Come on.
They could have. That could have been the issue there if they would have saw each
On the
other.
highway, 8
They would've
miles
probably
from the
started
hospital
fighting
to
and
the
some more
morgue.
stuff.
Atlanta police were in the very same
been
hospital
bad.
charging Quando Rondo's boy Little Tim for the murder of King Von. Now, not only is Lil Tim fighting this felony murder case, but something people don't know is he's already fighting a conspiracy case in Georgia. After this year-long investigation took down a trap house in Savannah, confiscating 15 pounds of kush, $16,000 cash, and a bunch of guns. And if you're online even a little bit, you've seen the rumors circulating that NBA Youngboy is responsible for Von's death. We saw close NBA Youngboy affiliates going immediately to IG Live as soon as it happened, laughing at Von being killed.
The joke's on you, this now you getting wrapped down. Yeah.
Say that's that Von pick. When I seen he got popped, all I could do was laugh. All I could do was laugh.
Now, we're gonna get into all this, but before we do, check out my song of the day. This is my guy Young Po. Let's go.
Skip. That was good. Facts.
I drop a bag up on it. Get that little boy from around me. Niggas be mad that we up. Knowing back then they down us. I'm blowing them racks in showers. She wanna suck it for hours. I got the juice to pop.
Alright, it's messed up to say, but this is the most attention
Go ahead,
Quando
Bulletproof
Rondo's
Vest.
ever gotten
He
in
already
his
know what time
career.
it is.
He was never a headliner, he's not a huge artist, and now he's in the position where he's playing up the role of the bad guy. Dropping that song, addressing the King Von situation.
I wonder what,
Video,
like, what
dressed up as the
stopped
guy
him
who
from
killed
being
him,
cool.
Little Tim. He's been wearing bulletproof vests everywhere, getting all his shows canceled, and what makes the situation worse, at one point, King Von and Quando were cool with each other.
63rd, nigga, some dirty ass niggas, man. Hey, listen, though, man, the nigga on 64, we got 63rd niggas over there smoking crack.
That's a video from a year ago of the two of them before a show in Atlanta, cracking jokes and making fun of Von's ops together. But realistically, this relationship was not gonna last.
Right.
Yes,
He signed to
NBA
a
Youngboy is involved.
Youngboy.
Youngboy, the YB
Right.
situation was just too real. It was just too good. All of us got a real bond, so I don't that music shit, like, you feel me? This shit way deeper than that.
The reason Youngboy is mentioned in this is cause he has ties with both Quando and Von. Quando was the first artist signed to Youngboy's Never Broke Again label. They've been real close ever since, making music, doing shows. They even tag team jumped their own security together.
Ain't Kodak in jail?
And when Youngboy was beefing with Kodak Black a couple years back, Quando showed his loyalty by going on IG Live
Quando stay
and
getting
burning
beat up.
Kodak's merch.
I don't know what be going on.
Man, we on some NBA.
He low-key can't even fight, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
He even went to New York and got into a brawl in Brooklyn with Kodak's artist Tutu G's. According to Tutu, Quando got slapped, people were throwing chairs, it was chaos. Now thankfully, nobody got hurt, but the beef is still on to this day. And Youngboy's got a huge list of these industry beefs with people he doesn't get along with. One tension that was slowly building behind the scenes was with him and a new artist out of Chicago named King Von.
Fuck Youngboy talking about on this song, bro. He talking crazy on this thing.
Oh yeah?
He ain't even like that.
Oh!
On his ass, nah. You got cap in your raps.
At this point, Von was just starting to get hot. He had Crazy Story 1 out, the buzz was slowly building. And in March of 2019, Von went on Instagram Live to say that Youngboy was lying in his raps. Youngboy fans were quick in the comments, spamming him to apologize or something was gonna happen to Von in 48 hours. Fast forward a couple months to December of 2019. Lil Reese, who's super close to Von, comes out and says he would never do a song with Youngboy. After fans were asking him for a collab, we could see these lines being drawn real quick between Oblak and Youngboy's crew 4KT. Fast forward again, 4 months ago. These photos surface of Von holding hands with Youngboy's ex-girl and baby mama, Jania. At the same time, Von was tweeting subliminals.
He wasted no time on that Duck
girl doing stuff
this,
that would have him stop playing
literally
his
the next
kids.
day he
It
posted
didn't
a
take
video.
long for Youngboy to match that energy
Rapper K.
and go out and do a song with King Von's ex-girl, Asian Doll. Both of them using each other's girls as props to get at one another. And the whole time, people like 600 Breezy from Chicago were hyping Von up, saying stuff like, I love what you're doing, we know what you're doing, hashtag Rapper K. So he's saying Rapper Killer. Basically, he's cryptically talking about Youngboy, who then responded indirectly but super directly at the same time by saying, I'm gonna make sure my son F's your daughter since you're trolling. Now this tension kept building and building behind the scenes. Von's even got subliminals about Youngboy on this new album he dropped last month. Welcome to
I could
Oblak.
low-key
On the
believe
song
that.
Line 2, Von says outright that he's got beef in Louisiana and the other dude doesn't
But
know.
it's like,
he's rapping that gangster
the
shit
way
that
it
was on the
happened.
show. So when the news hit last month that Von got killed,
Y'all seen the
in
video, the way it
confrontation
happened.
with Youngboy's
It wouldn't seem
artist,
like it was a
theories
hit,
started
like
to
it just
circulate
happened.
that it was Youngboy who ordered the hit. 2 days.
Maybe they
after
was
Von
planning to
killed,
do that.
A fan
I don't know.
uploaded an old unreleased song from Youngboy and titled it like it was a King Von diss called Let Them Shots Off. Now this was pure
Dead
clickbait,
trolls.
but the video still managed to go to number 8 on trending on YouTube, and it's not about King Von at all. And I saw fans starting to go back into Youngboy's catalog,
D-Rose
reading
from
into his
Bullshit.
lyrics, looking for clues. One song in particular, they claimed predicted Von's death 2 months before it happened. The song is called Dead Trolls, and at one point in the song, Youngboy talks about planning to rob somebody in Atlanta. He talks about leaving his ops dead and mentions D-Rose being away from the Chicago Bulls home. You connect the lyrics, King Von was staying in Atlanta, he got killed in Atlanta. D-Rose was a point guard for the Chicago Bulls, but in Chicago Drill, D-Rose was an infamous O-Block shooter who got 40 years for a murder. He's been shouted out on numerous tracks by Chief Keef and even Von, who's got photos side by side with him. And
I don't
this
know,
song,
man.
Dead Trolls, just
It's a little
happened to
sketchy.
drop shortly after these photos surfaced of King Von holding hands with Jania, Youngboy's ex-girl. Now, before we get carried away, no, I don't think this
Hey,
song
Fredo
was
Bang
King
hanging
Von's
with,
death
Lil
2
Durk-
months
Lil
before it
Durk and
happened.
them.
I don't think Youngboy cooked up some Louisiana voodoo to make that happen. In reality, the Atlanta line could be about anybody. Half the industries in
Bro,
Atlanta, and Youngboy
His
beefs with
manager
half
is
the
weird,
industry.
bro.
JD
Like,
Young and
y'all seen the
Fredo
interview?
Bang.
Like, he didn't
The
show
beefs
like
are
no
well documented.
emotion.
Both of them got tension with Youngboy, and both of them record in Atlanta. So no,
Like, he doesn't
I don't
show
lie.
no emotion,
Truth
bro.
is, Von's
Which
manager
is weird
says
to me.
this incident
But
was personal
I don't
between
know.
Quando and Von.
This has nothing to do with Youngboy doing a song with Asian Doll, and that has nothing to do with this, right?
No, this had to do with Von being the person he is,
Facts.
and then he don't like
Facts.
all that sneak this, social
A
media
lot of
stuff.
rappers in
And
Atlanta.
as those tensions escalated between both camps, word is Quando had been talking shit behind the
Exactly.
scenes about Von for quite some time, to the point where Von said if he caught someone from that camp, he was putting hands on. And this music industry's small, you're gonna run into people, especially in Atlanta. That's where all the good studios are, producers, label offices.
Dang.
Rondo's from Georgia, Durk and Von are both based out there too, so this was only a matter of time.
3 murders.
Now, the Monaco Hookah Lounge is right in the center of downtown Atlanta. King Von's been to that spot before. It's a popular place, but it's also a red
I was
zone.
wondering because I was like, people were saying it was
People
police,
have
but I
been
didn't see no
killed at this
police,
place in
no
the
police
last
car or
year
nothing.
alone. That's why there were
said
undercovers
it was
patrolling
undercover.
the area that night and at the venue. Now, the first reports that came out were confusing. The news said that undercover police had shot Von. We even saw dispatch calls from Chicago PD telling their officers that Atlanta police had shot Von and to move with caution around O-Block because emotions would be high.
Last night in Atlanta, police shot King Von and two of his people. Social media is active with, they're upset with the police. So if we have any jobs in Parkway, send 2 cars. Keep your eyes open, be wary. They're not happy with the police over there.
We later found out 3 separate crews were involved. Von's crew, Quando's crew, and the undercover police. Now, nobody knows what set Von off, but Von's manager says that night he wasn't himself. Von was celebrating his album release at Opium nightclub a few hours earlier. He was supposed to go back to his Airbnb around 2:30 in the morning, but he suddenly decided to switch routes midway and go to this hookah spot on Trinity Avenue about 10 minutes away. Now, Von cannot carry weapons himself. He's been fighting that case with Dirk in Atlanta for close to a year. They got strict guidelines to follow, but he knows his status. Usually, Von travels with 3 to 4 security, a bulletproof truck, and his guys from Chicago. But on this night, he left Club Opium by himself with 1 driver and 1 other car, leaving that fleet of security behind. When Von got to the hookah spot, he waited for 30 minutes in the car, and his security finally got word of his new location change and immediately rushed over to get to him. The whole time, Quando Rondo just happened to be in the same parking lot at that same
Why would they go
spot,
tell Von, though?
napping
Like,
in his McLaren. I know coincidences can happen, but this one's pretty big. What
that
are the
was
chances
dumb, whoever
that
told
King
him
Von
that
randomly
Quando was
decided
there.
to change routes and go to a hookah spot
It was probably his
where
manager.
somebody that he doesn't like happens to be at? One of Von's friends spots Quando and goes back to tell Von, and on the CCTV camera we see Quando making his way over to this white SUV, scanning the area cautiously. Shortly after, you see Von leaping out of his own car, going looking for Quando. As soon as Von sees Quando, he starts throwing punches. Von is unarmed, but his crew is swarming Quando quickly. That's when Quando's bro Lil Tim hops out the white SUV, pulls a pistol out, and fires off 5 shots, hitting Von in the chest and thighs. Bullets also graze Von's manager, who is in the mix of it. All hell breaks loose. Von's bro Slutty, who was right next to Von when the brawl started, was the first person to return fire once Von gets shot.
The police
Hitting
was already
Lil Tim
creeping.
in the leg once, but then his gun jams, so he can't finish the job. Now this actually saves Lil Tim's life. Him getting shot in the leg drops him to the ground, making him a non-threat to the undercover police who were creeping around back in the adjacent
I did
parking
not know
lot.
that.
With Lil Tim on the ground and Slutty standing over him with a jammed up Glock, Slutty
So a lot of
turns
people got
and
shot
runs
that
into
night.
the adjacent parking lot towards the undercovers, who start ringing off shots and hit both Slutty and another O-Block guy named Louis in the head, killing Slutty on the spot and leaving Louis in critical condition. This whole time, Quando is still tangled up with King Von, who's just been shot a bunch of times and has paralysis in the bottom half of his body. According to Von's manager, Quando is screaming, "Von shot, Von shot." And on camera, it looks like he leans in and holds close to Von, either trying to help him or take his chain. It's hard to say which. But eventually, Von's brother Muop runs over and knocks Quando in the head, separating him from Von, where they can now pick him up and escape in the getaway vehicle.
Something gonna happen behind
even
this.
though the
I'm not
hospital
gonna
was
lie.
just 10 minutes away, doctors could not save his life. And now we're left in the aftermath.
Okay, TK.
Yes, sir, man. Recipe King Von, man.
You're talking about 2 clicks with huge
Somebody
influence,
gonna get shot.
money,
Something
and
gonna
power.
happen, bro.
The very next day, we saw
I ain't gonna lie,
600
something
Breezy
gonna happen.
hitting the freeway at 150 miles an hour, leaving Chicago to go to Baton Rouge as a declaration of war with NBA YoungBoy's crew 4KT.
Oh yeah, I seen this.
Breezy is also openly talking about revenge on socials, leaving kissy emojis underneath Von's killer's IG page. Several days after everything happened, Von's childhood bro, Mimo600, went to Savannah, Georgia to film a music video in Quando Rondo's neighborhood. I think he
Yeah,
filmed
she
it in
trying
a
to set him
housing
up for
complex
sure.
close by. Regardless,
Shut the
the
back
point
down.
is, nobody's squashing nothing. And while Mimo was out there in Quando's neighborhood, this girl DMs him saying they should link up while he's there. After doing some research on the girl,
They was trying
Mimo
to set
finds
Mimo
her
up.
in a
Talking
Quando
about let's
Rondo
link.
music video. Just
You can't
last
trust none of
year,
these
it was a
females,
setup,
bruh.
a backdoor attempt in
Don't even
Quando's
do
home
it.
city. And you've heard that theory, the enemy of your enemy is your friend. That's playing out in
Bro,
real
whoever
time.
made
But it's
that
not
is
just
like
the industry that's affected by Von's death. We can look at the city of
messed
Chicago
up in
too.
the head.
This has been the most violent year in Chicago since 2016. And just like when FBG Duck died, one side was laughing.
Yeah, man. Bro, this video was crazy. This video was 15 minutes long. But yeah, bro. As y'all seen, with just like he explained pretty much everything that happened that night. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. Comment down below more reaction videos, more ideas I should post. But without further ado, it's your boy Jay, and I'm out.
So we had kicked the door. Reminisce about the days when I slept on the floor. I wouldn't have it any other way, cause then my dogs for sure. People brag on how they living, but they really broke. Got ministers that I call family and they do the most. Ain't get no handouts in it.